I'm going to jump in.
Okay.
The first question I've asked everybody. Can you give me the 2-minute mini biography of Lee Fisher? I mean, what the most important things people should know about your life,
Sure.
where you're from, your public service, etc.
Well, I'm married to Peggy Zone Fisher, who is the president and CEO of the Diversity Center of Northeast Ohio. We have 2 children, Jason, who is 26 years old, who graduated from Syracuse and is now in Los Angeles trying to pursue an acting career. And I've got a daughter, Jessica, who has just turned 19 years old and is a freshman in college here in Ohio. I'm proud of the fact that I'm a father and husband first before I'm anything else, but I'm also proud of my record of public service. I was the president and CEO for the Center for Families and Children for 7 years in Cleveland. I also have served as a state legislator, Ohio Attorney General, Director of Ohio Economic Development, and Lieutenant Governor of Ohio.
You were a lawmaker. Was that your first elected position?
I was first elected to the legislature in 1980. I served 2 years in the House of Representatives and 8 years in the Ohio Senate. And then I was elected Attorney General of Ohio. And then I was out of politics and out of public office for 12 years. And for most of that time, 7 of those years, I was the president of the Center for Families and Children, helping fathers reconnect with their sons and daughters, helping single mothers find high-quality child care, and helping teens stay out of gangs and off the streets.
Way back when you first ran for public office, why did you do it?
Well, I first ran for public office in 1963, but I'm not sure you'd call it public office. I was running for president of Fernway Elementary School, and I beat Billy Riley, and it taught me a lesson. Billy was the most popular kid in the class. I asked everybody for their vote, and Billy got a little arrogant, and I won. And it taught me that you should never take anyone for granted, anything for granted, and always earn people's support, never feel that you're entitled to it. And I ran for public office for the first time in 1981 because I think we're on this earth for a very short period of time. And I want to leave a footprint that can make a difference that is both deep and wide in the lives of middle-class families and working men and women and children in our state.
Looking at the elected offices that you have held, what would you say are your biggest accomplishments?
Well, I'm proud of a number of things, but I'll start with my work as Director of Economic Development for Ohio. I'm very proud that we've been able to save and to create and to attract jobs here in Ohio. Particularly proud that we were able to save a little company in Northwest Ohio called Norwalk Furniture that was about to go under, and working with a great mayor and great community leaders and business people, we were able to save the company. I'm also very proud of the fact that for the 7 years that I served as CEO of the Center for Families and Children, we transformed the organization. We became one of the largest and I believe most effective nonprofit organizations in the country, helping children and families. And I'm also proud of my work as a legislator and as Attorney General, helping consumers who've been ripped off, seniors who've been abused in nursing homes, and traditionally standing up with the little guy because the big guy can usually take care of himself.
Why did you agree to be part of Strickland's ticket, and what did you want to accomplish? What were your goals going into the Lieutenant Governor position?
Well, I was at the Center for Families and Children when I got a call one day from Ted Strickland, who asked me if I would be willing to be his running mate. And after some long conversations that Ted and I had, I enthusiastically agreed. And I agreed for several reasons. One, because of my admiration and respect for Ted Strickland, who is a terrific human being and a great governor. The second reason was that I saw all my work at the Center for Families and Children being undermined by state policies in the Taft administration that I felt actually worked against the work I was doing with children and families. And the third was that the governor gave me a great opportunity, not only to serve as Lieutenant Governor, but also Director of Economic Development. So I've been, the last several years, I've been on the ground in every corner of this state, working to save and create jobs. And it has been one of the most fulfilling experiences of my life, except for one thing, and that is the federal policies have undermined a lot of the good work that the governor and I have done, which is why I've decided, with the governor's encouragement and support, to run for the U.S. Senate.
What federal policies have undermined the work
Well,
that I did here?
at the top of the list of federal policies that I believe have undermined the work that the governor and I have done are tax breaks that are given to large companies to outsource and export their jobs to other countries like China and India and Mexico. That is totally and completely inexcusable and unacceptable. And one of the first things that I will do if I have the privilege of being elected to the U.S. Senate is to do everything I can to end those tax breaks for companies that send their jobs overseas, and then do exactly the opposite. Create what we have on the state level, a federal job creation tax credit that would give a tax credit to small businesses that create new jobs in Ohio, right here, not in China, but right here in Ohio. The other policies that have also undermined our work are the complete deregulation of Wall Street that led to this economic crisis that we're in today, and also trade policies that have given unfair advantages to other countries like China and have put many manufacturing companies and many Ohioans out of work as a result.
Read in the dispatch today your opponent criticizing you for leaving the Department of Development at a time when all the state's seeing increasing unemployment. How do you respond to that?
Well, the governor and I both made the decision that I should step aside, still serve as lieutenant governor, and run for the U.S. Senate because as proud as we have been of our successes and as proud of the work as I continue to do every day as lieutenant governor, the truth of the matter is that our work has been so undermined by federal policies that the best way to move Ohio forward is to have a governor in Ohio who understands the needs and another U.S. Senator who understands the needs of Ohio to move things forward.
You've interacted with a lot of companies, obviously. There have been a number of them that have left the state or closed shop. What kind of concerns do you hear directly from the businesses about doing business in Ohio?
Well, when we first came into office, I think that there was a concern that there was a lack of vision, there was a lack of leadership, that the state was very slow to react to when companies were in trouble. I'm proud to say we've turned that all around. When we hear a company's in trouble, we don't hesitate. Either the governor or I jump in our car and we go to the company, we get on the phone with the decision makers, and as a result we've been able to save a lot of companies and keep a lot of companies in Ohio. Everyone from Goodyear in Akron, Bridgestone Firestone in Akron, HCR Manor Care, a large nursing home chain in Toledo, Alcoa in Cleveland, NetJets in Columbus, a long list of companies that frankly were about to leave. And if we had not reacted on the turn of a dime and gotten there quickly, they would not be here today, and we would have lost thousands and thousands of jobs.
So it sounds like you're saying if you hadn't done what you did in the Department of Development, Ohio would be in a lot worse shape than it is right now.
Well, it's easy for us to say that, but let me just say that others have said it as well. What I'm about to say is no comfort to anybody who's been foreclosed from their home. It's no comfort to anybody who's hanging on to a job with their fingernails or is out of a job. But I do think it's important to know that people know that during this economic perfect storm, we've been working our hearts out. We have received the top economic development award in the United States 3 years in a row. It's from Site Selection magazine, and it is given to the state that attracts the most new jobs and the most private capital investment. I think that's an indication that despite the fact that there are still too many people out of work and too many people have been foreclosed from their homes, we are working much harder than other states. In fact, I would say harder than every state because of what we've been able to do.